One thing that's become very obvious to me in all these conversations I'm seeing all over the internet, and nobody ever discusses this, but Americans are not being given the opportunity to even compete. We have President Trump saying Americans aren't qualified enough. Yet he won't let us know about the jobs so we can apply for them so we can compete. Shouldn't we be allowed to compete for jobs in America? Here's an interesting little thing that was written by a CPA. Pretty well describes what's happening. And I'm like him. How does this help the U.S. economy? Down towards the bottom of this form, you will see that the U.S. work employer, before it hires an H-1B, I think it's around 6 months before, must post in two conspicuous places that they plan to hire an H-1B at their place of business. Problem is, an average American has no way to go into their place of business and view these forms. A simple solution, if President Trump and the Department of Labor really wanted to help Americans, would be to create a central database on the internet where they must post these forms at the time they file them, available for all Americans to see with an easily searchable method of viewing the job descriptions. What are they looking for? Are they looking for a programmer, C programmer, database programmer, what? Let the Americans apply. Consider the Americans by interviewing them. Give them a chance. After all, they are the citizens of this country. This foreign worker is not. If we're going to do all this stuff back and forth, let's level the playing field. Let's give the American the opportunity to compete at the very least.
Said the main word right there. Yeah, when it comes to Trump, it's business. Period.
Well, I'll turn it over to you guys. Let me just say one thing. She seems more MAGA than Trump in this interview, does she not?
I don't think he has any idea what's going on here. Like, the vast majority of student or college income doesn't come from students paying to go there. It comes from the endowments. But I had the perfect idea to fix this. So 93% of student loans come from the government. Why do we give kids loans to just go and take any major? Why aren't those loans contingent upon the majors and jobs that the country needs? Like, if we have a shortage in, say, AI skills, why not just make student loans applicable only to people who are going to major in AI, and not give somebody a loan to major in, like
gender
studies, art, graphic design, or like interior design, whatever stuff that is oversaturated? Why not just make it depend on if you're going to do something that's useful and that's needed in the country? If the government's the main provider of student loans.
What a logical point. Like, it makes sense. Here's what we need. This is what we're giving scholarships for. This is what we're funding. We're not funding fine arts. We're not funding all this other stuff. This is what America needs. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Well, during the interview, he talked about HBCUs. That stands for
too long, Washington politicians have stayed silent as employers abused H-1B visas under President Trump. This is coming to an end. Today, the Department of Labor is proud to launch Project Firewall. This H-1B enforcement initiative will ensure employers are prioritizing qualified Americans over foreign workers. It's all part of our commitment to end decades of America-last policies and put the American worker first.
Interesting video, wasn't it? President Trump and Secretary of the Department of Labor are implementing something called Project Firewall. Sounds good, don't it? Going to put Americans first. Going to give them the opportunity to compete. Yet. What do we have here? About 15 applications for the Department of Labor Bureau of Labor Statistics, and some of them are in remote work from home. Paying anywhere from about 97,000 to about 120,000 a year. Good paying jobs Americans like to have. These are all H-1B applications filed on behalf of the Department of Labor by those companies in that first column. If President Trump really wants us to believe he's going to implement Project Firewall, why are any federal government agencies hiring H-1Bs? That's like President Trump being that con man with 3 peas in a pod where he said, here, watch what this hand does while I move this over here. President Trump, we want a president that's going to make America great again by putting Americans first. Capiche? Unlike President Trump, I believe in putting Americans first. I'm actively running to replace Senator John Cornyn because I believe that we need to put Americans in America first. If you believe like I do that we should at least give Americans the opportunity to compete for jobs in America, I could use your help. As you've seen by this short video, Americans are not being given the opportunity to compete, and they deserve that. If you feel like I do, I could use your help. My website is vbsenate.com. You'll see it in this picture. My name is Virgil John Birchall. I'm campaigning to be a Texas senator at the United States level, and I endorse this message. Thank you.